Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Solo Survivor. Today it is 13 number mock test paper on General Studies Paper 1 for APSC Combined Competitive Prelims 2026. All 100 questions are there and total marks are 200 and time duration that is 2 hours. Negative marking 0.5, that is 1/4 of 2 marks, where each question carries 2 marks. Okay, let's start from the very first question number 1. That is on history and culture. Okay, question number 1. Consider the following statements regarding the pike system of the Ahom kingdom. Here 3 statements are there about pike system of Ahom kingdom. Every male between the ages of 15 to 50 was liable to render service to the state as a pike. 15 to 50 or 40. I think I have a little bit doubt 15 to 40 আছিলে নেকি এইটো নহয় 15 to 50 হয় that is on other respect, means that is deeper in one. The pikes were organized into groups of 4 called courts. That is correct, but afterwards it was shifted to means 1 or 3 goats in a pike. Okay, during the reign of Raja Singha, the number of pikes in a goat was increased to 5. No, that was I think decreased to 3, not increased. Okay, 1 and 2 are correct. That is A. Yes, A is the correct answer. The pike system was the backbone of Ahom administration. Statement 3 isn't correct because the number of pikes in a god was actually reduced from 4 to 3 during the reign of Raja Singha. 2 is the burden, not increased. Okay. Question number 2. With a reference to the Tevaga movement, consider the following statements. Tevaga movement, what is this? I never heard about this movement. It was a militant campaign initiated in Bengal by the Bengal Provincial Kisan Sabha militant campaign. I think the sharecroppers, that is bargaters demanded 2/3 of the produce for themselves instead of 1/2. The sharecroppers. That is the reason why this militant campaign came out. Maybe the sharecroppers or bargaters demanded 2/3 of the produce for themselves instead of 1/3. Yes. All this, both of this can be correct. Both are positive in a sense. So both are correct. C. Yes, C is the correct answer. Very means easy type of question paper is going. This paper is going to be easier, I guess. The Tivaka movement, that is started from 1946 to 1947, only for 2 years. Okay, 1946 to 1947 was a significant peasant agitation. The central demand was that the share of produce given to the landlord be reduced from 1/2 to 1/3. 1/2. Oh, it was 1/2 to 1/3, allowing the sharecroppers to keep 2/3. Okay, 2/3 or 2/3 means Tevaga. Okay, and question number 3 on Indian polity and constitution. Consider the following pairs: constitutional provision and source country. Constitutional provision and source country, that is directive principles of state policy. That is from Ireland. That is correct. Concurrent list, that is Australia. This is also correct. I think correct. Suspension of fundamental rights during emergency. Germany women constitution. I don't know this one. During emergency, maybe correct. Procedure established by law, that is US. All are correct, I guess. I will go for all are correct. That is, oh no, only 3 pairs. Only three pairs of them are correct. Konkita correct hoise? I don't know. So I made negative means answer and yeah. 1 to 3 are correct, and procedure established by law. I don't know this one from where. This procedure established by law that is borrowed from Japanese constitution. Okay, and directive principles that is Ireland. Concurrently is Australia. Suspension of fundamental rights during emergency that is Germany. Weimar constitution. Okay, but procedure established by law that is brought from Japanese constitution. The due process of law is the due process of law is the American concept. A due process of law that is a little bit different. The process of law, the due process of law that is American concept, and procedure established by law that is U.S. Oh, sorry, America. Sorry, Japan. Procedure established by law, Japan, and the process of law that is from America Constitution. For number question with up the following statements are correct regarding the Speaker of Lok Sabha. The Speaker holds office during the pleasure of the President. Speaker of Lok Sabha. The Speaker holds office during the pleasure of President. I don't think this is correct. I don't think this is correct. The Speaker need to be a member of the House at the time of election. The Speaker need not be a member of the House at the time of election. Yes, this is correct, I think. If the Speaker intends to resign, the letter of resignation must be addressed to the Deputy Speaker. Yes, this is correct. 3 is correct, but the Speaker holds office during the pleasure of the President. I don't think this is correct. The Speaker need not be a member of the House at the time of election. Election time out member হ'ব লাগে নেকি এইটো ইনকাৰেক্ট হ'ব লাগিব মেম্বাৰ হ'ব ইলেকশ্যনৰ সময়ত 2 is incorrect, 1 and 3 are correct. I will go for 1 and 3 C. Only 3 is correct here. Okay, the Speaker need not be member that is of the House during the election time. Okay, that is incorrect. The Speaker holds office during the pleasure of President. This is also incorrect. So I was right the time, but still I went for okay. Only the Speaker intends to resign. The letter of resignation must be addressed to the Deputy Speaker when he resigns. Okay, he has to be means transferred, or he has to address his resignation to the that is Deputy Speaker. Okay, I made mistake. The Speaker doesn't hold office during the pleasure of the President, but remains in office as long as they answer the confidence of the House. Yes. He has his responsibility, and he has the supremacy to hold a what you call house. Okay, so Speaker is not reliable upon what that is President. Okay, the Speaker must be a member of the Lok Sabha. This is correct. Geography and environment. Consider the following protected areas of Assam. Ramana National Park, that is for Assam. Dingpatan National Park, Namru National Park, Orang National Park, all are from Assam. Without is the correct chronological order of the declaration as national parks, oldest to newest. Which one is oldest? A new one, newest one, that is Ramona. So one is that will be in the last. Okay. Okay. So B and C. So 4 or 3. 4 or 3 first number national park, or that is or Dingpatkan National Park that came. Yes, second. Yes, that main point is between Nameri and Orang. I think Orang is the older, or what? I don't know. Orang or Nameri, that is 4. I think Orang is older than Nameri. That is B, I think. B, B. Hi, what's the That is B, I think. Oh, sorry. How oldest to newest? A. Kok ngaza, pelajam. Apa jam? Mm, that is how. What? Oldest to newest? Oh my god, this is wrong, I think. Ramana National Park, that is. Oh, 2021, and Dihing Patka also in 2021. Maybe. I'm wrong actually, maybe. This was A, okay. First was Namir National Park, and here C, then Orang National Park, then Ramana National Park, then Dihing Patka National Park. I made mistake in here. First Namir National Park, 1998. Orang, 1999. Ramana National Park, that is June 2021 or 2021. 6 National Park. Oh, yes, there was 6. Dehing Patka National Park, there is 7th. June 2021. There is June 2021. Okay, but later. Then Ramana National Park, okay. 7 National Park declared shortly after Ramana. With reference to global warming potential, consider the following gases: methane, nitrous oxide, sulfur hexafluoride. Methane is global warming, that is potential. That is the current increasing order of their global warming potential over 100-year over a 100-year horizon. 100-year horizon at Carbisiri, no? Methane, sulfur hexafluoride, nitrous oxide. Sulfur hexafluoride to would be see. Yeah, I think that is increasing order. Oh, from lower to higher again. First, I think in 100-year horizon, I think 1 to 3. It will go like 1 to 3, I guess. Methane has very bad impact on environment, but less than carbon dioxide. But in long run, I don't know, but still I will go for A. Yes, A has become the correct answer. Methane has a global warming potential of about 28 to 36. Nitrous oxide is around around 265 to 298. Sulfur hexafluoride that is SF6 is one of the most potent with a global warming potential of approximately 35,500. Okay, 35,500. Okay, sulfur hexafluoride. Okay. Economy and current affairs. Specific question, that is the Bikashit Bharat at 2047 initiative primarily aims to making India a $5 trillion economy by 2030. Bikashit Bharat, that is for 2047, not 2030, I guess. Transforming India into a developed nation by the 100th year of independence. By the 100th year of independence. That is, yes, correct. Achieving 100% renewable energy. Complete digitization of all village status. That is, B is very much accurate, but C is impossible. Okay, B is the correct answer. Okay, Bexit Bharat 2047 is the government of India's roadmap to make India's developed nation by 2047. the 100 year of its independence. In the context of the Indian economy, open market operations, that is, open market operation refers to borrowing by central banks from the RBI. Mm, mm, mm. Borrowing by central banks from the RBI. Open market operation, no. Lending to commercial banks to industry and trade. Purchase and sale of government securities by the RBI. Deposit of withdraw windfall profits by PSUs into the consolidated fund. Open market operation. Open market operation. Oh, that that is done by the RBI, borrowing of lending by commercial banks to industry and trade. Purchase and sale of government securities by the RBI. That is C is the correct answer. That is C is the correct answer. Open market operation is a tool used by the RBI to regulate the money supply in the economy by buying or selling government securities to and from commercial banks and the public. The Assembly project is related to which of the that is of course a road initiative. Develop of handloom state highways and major district road status B. Um, that was launched in Feb 2021. Assembly is a flagship program by the government of Assam to improve the state highway and to begin to measure district roads, acting as a sister program to the Bharatmala initiative. Okay, sister program to the Bharatmala initiative. It was the first Assamese, who was the first Assamese to receive Gyanpith Award? That is Birendra Kumar Bhattacharya. That is A. Yes. His book was first Gyanpith Yaringam. Yaringam. That is not Yaringam. Yaringam was different. Yaringam that is I had no novel. It was novel, I guess. Birendra Kumar Bhattacharya received the first Gyanpith Award for an Assamese writer. Oh, award for an Assamese writer. What? 1979 for his novel Mrityunjay. Mrityunjay it was, but what about Yarangam? Okay, no problem. Brandra Kumar Bhattacharya's book was Mrityunjay, 1979. With reference to the Muhammad rebellion, consider the following statements. It was a socio-religious conflict primarily between the Ahom royalty and the Matak. It is temporary irregulation of Amkitul Trongpur. The rebellion completely suppressed without any external military assistance. Completely suppressed. Oh. Muhammad rebellion. That is not about, not by Motok or so. There was Muhammadiyah sect. That is Mayamuram. Satro of the Vaishnavite people. Muhammad rebellion considered following statements. It was a social religious, primarily between the Ahom royalty and the Motok community. No. The rebellion led to the temporary relocation of the Ahom capital from Rangpur to Jorhat, completely suppressed without any external military assistance. No, all three are. How can this be? I am not getting any clue actually. It was a social religious conflict. Did the Motok people take any intervention here? Motok or Maria, that is different. The rebellion led to the temporary relocation of the capital Rangpur to Jorhat. The rebellion was completely suppressed without any external military assistance. Without any external military assistance, Motok people, they brought what? Motok people brought, Maria people. Uh, 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 পাহৰি থাকিলোঁ ৰে বস্তুখিনি মমৰীয়া ৰেবেলিয়ন ইমান পাই আছোঁ তথাপিও মনত নপৰে বস্তুবিলাক এনেকৈ মটক পেপাৰতো কোনো এটা লীলা খেলা নাই ইয়াতে 2 and 3 can be correct which one is correct Motok and Momaria I do know was completely suppressed without any external military assistance Motokilok suppressed kurbo parisile niki yes that was correct but sorry Moamaria people brought what British Wales honestly no Wales or Captain Wales maybe okay I will go for 2 and 3 hole nai see there was 1 and 2 correct there was Moamaria people were also known as Motok community and the rebellion led to a temporary relocation of his capital from Rangpur to Jorhat. Okay, the rebellion was completely suppressed without any external assistance. No, that was not correct, maybe. So I made mistake. 1 and 2 are correct. The rebellion was so severe that the Ahom king had to flee and establish a new capital at Jorhat. Oh, maybe. Jorhat, oh, they became very powerful. And means Maurya people. Incorrect King Gurinath Singha that is eventually sought military aid from the British. Oh, Thomas Captain Wells mission in 1792. Gurinath Singha brought Captain Thomas Wells in 1792. Okay. Consider the four appears of modern Indian history events and their corresponding years. Modern Indian history and their corresponding years. Treaty of Yantabu, 1826, annexation of Kasur, 1832, correct. Formation of the Assam Association, that is 1900. 3, correct. Cunningham Circular, that is 1930. 1930 or 1928? 1930, it was 1930, yes. Cunningham Circular, which prevented students and their parents to join in the what you call political movement. Okay, so all are correct. D, yes, D is the correct answer. All of appears are historically accurate. The Cunningham Circular 1930 is a frequent APSC topic. It is an order issued to prevent students from participating in the civil disobedience movement, which sparked massive protests in Assam. Regarding the sixth seal of the Indian Constitution, which of the following statements are correct? It applies to the administration of tribal areas in Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Mizoram or Manipur. That was Manipur, not Mizoram. Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Manipur. I have a little bit doubt in here. Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Manipur, not Mizoram. The government of Assam has the power to include or exclude areas from an autonomous district without the need for a law passed by Parliament. The governor of Assam has the power to exclude areas from an autonomous district without need for a law passed by the president. I think this is correct. Without the permission by the president. Parliament. Without the law that is supposed to be the Parliament. What? Governor Assam has the power to include or exclude areas from an autonomous district. Autonomous district to power taketo. District without the need for a law passed by the Parliament. An autonomous district. I think not correct. This cannot be correct. Autonomous district is a very big issue. Okay, two is incorrect, and one is also incorrect. The district councils have the power to collect land revenue and impose taxes. Oh my God, district council can take power to collect land revenue. I think not correct. How many, what do you call, man, বেলেগ বস্তু জানিছিলোঁ কিন্তু এতিয়া কি ক'ম district councilor tax collect কৰাৰ power আছে নে নাই? District council can collect taxes and impose taxes. District council নলয়তো ন টেক্স লোৱা বেলেগ মানুহ আছে ন district collector. The district council, district collector, same thing. So 3 is valid, I think. If 3 is valid, then applies to the administrative tribal, that is 6 schedule, that is Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram, না মণিপুৰ পাহৰি থাকিলোঁ মাথাত কি হ'ল এতিয়া মাথাটো মানে বেছি হেৰি হ'ল নেকি ফ্ৰেছ হোৱা নাই নেকি মোৰ মাথাটো তাৰ কাৰণে পাহৰি গ'লোঁ the governor of Assam has the power to include or exclude areas from an autonomous district without the need for a law passed by the parliament from autonomous district. I think এইটোতো correct হ'ব লাগে দে okay 2 and 3 correct B. No, all were correct. I made mistake. Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Mizoram. That was not Manipur. Okay, 6 area, and governor has power to exclude or include areas from autonomous district without permission. Without what called permission law or passed by the parliament. Okay, and district council have the power to collect revenue and impose taxes. Okay, no worries. In the context of Assam's geography, the Dhansiri River originates from which of the following? Dhansiri River, that is from Dhansiri, that is Borail Range. Yes, A. Yes, A is the correct answer. Dhansiri South, and that is originates from the Laishang peak of Borail Range. It flows through Golaghat district and is a major south tributary of the Brahmaputra. Dhansiri River flows through Golaghat district and from that is Laishang peak of Boreal Range. Laihak peak, okay, Laishang peak. Okay, consider the following instruments of the G20 group of 20 under India's 2023 to 24 legacy. The Global Buff Alliance launched during the New Delhi summit. Yes, this is correct. The African Union was admitted as a permanent member of the G20 during India's presidency. Yes, this is also correct. African member. India has passed the G20 presidency for 2026 to Africa. 2020 presidency for it will correct. All three should be correct. Yes, this is the correct answer. It has passed the presidency for 2025 to Africa, South Africa. That is South Africa. The inclusion of the African Union and the AU, okay, launch of the Bilateral Alliance were major diplomatic wins for India. South Africa is the 2025 year completing the Troika of developing nations. Troika of developing nations to Indonesia, India, Brazil, South Africa, Indonesia, Brazil, South Africa, India. Which of the following are correctly matched regarding medieval Assam terms? Medieval Assam terms, that is Hadia Tira. Hadia Tira, a custom house or the border for trade with Bengal. I guess this can be correct. Pa Kati Kati. Kati kati are type of texts lived on bamboo and wood. This also can be correct. Pike, Pukon. An officer in search of 6,000 pikes. That is correct. Uh, Pukon is over 6,000 pikes. Okay. Those kati kati are above text lived on bamboo and wood. Hadatura, a custom house or the border portrait with Bengal. All this can be correct. D. I will go for directly D without any hesitation. Okay. Oh, that was B. There was kati kati are above text lived on bamboo. That was not correct. But Hadatura was a custom house for border portrait with Bengal. Okay, that is Hadatura. And kati kati means what? So I made mistake. Negative. That is Hadatura or Hadirasuki. Hadirasuki, there was Hadiatira or Hadirasuki. Afukon that is commanded 6,000 pikes. Okay, and Katikati was not a tax, but rather a term associated with boundary marking or specific land measurement. Katikati was a measuring unit, something like land measurement. Okay, not a tax. Okay, boundary marking, specific land measurements. Okay. Kati kati, not like that, but associated with that boundary marking or boundary measurement. Kati kati. The electoral bond scheme was struck down by the Supreme Court of India in early 2024, which constitutional right was primarily cited as the reason. Electoral bond scheme struck by the Supreme Court, which constitutional right was primarily cited as reason. Electoral bond scheme, right to equality, that is 14. Right to freedom of speech, that is right to life. Right against exploitation. Electoral bond scheme was strengthened by the Supreme Court. Yes, that is political leaders take electoral bonds in a very illegal way, no? For buying votes, which constitutional right was primarily cited as the reason. That can be right to equality, right to freedom of expression, right against exploitation. That is not correct. Right to equality. Yes, that is correct. That is A. Oh, sorry. Right to freedom of speech and expression. Article 19, 1A. How? I don't know how. The Supreme Court ruled that the scheme violated the right to information of the voters. Oh, there's a mismanagement of information to the public, which is a facet of the freedom of speech and expression under Article 19, 1A, as it kept the identity of donors anonymous. Yes. Main thing is the electoral bond to whoever gives or supplies, means like that. And there was what you call practice of keeping it anonymous, but that is struck down by the Supreme Court, so that everyone can understand who has given the bond or so like that. Okay, this is it. So this will obviously come to freedom of speech and expression, that is 19.1a. Freedom of speech and expression 19.1a. With reference to the history of tea in Assam, consider the following. That is, Robert Bruce discovered tea plants growing in wild in Assam in 1823. The first tea garden in Assam was that established at Sabwa in 1837. Okay, 1837 it was. The first tea garden in Sabwa, 1837. The Assam Company was the first company to start commercial tea production in India in 1939. Okay, all are correct. It is all are correct. Robert Bruce's discovery led to the first experimental garden at Sabwa, 1837, and the subsequent formation of the Assam Company, 1839. Okay, with up the poll and best describes capital adequacy ratio. Capital adequacy ratio in the banking sector. The ratio of a bank's capital to its risk-weighted assets, the total amount of cash a bank must keep with the RBI. The ratio of total deposits to total loans given by a bank, the maximum interest rate a bank can charge from its customers. Capital adequacy ratio. Capital adequacy ratio. The ratio, capital adequacy ratio, and that ratio of a bank's capital to risk weighted. Mm, the capital total amount of cash a bank must keep with the RBI. The ratio of total deposits to total loans given by a bank. To total. The maximum interest rate a bank can charge from its customers. That is C, I think. Oh, that was not C. That was A. The ratio of a bank's capital to its risk-weighted assets. Capital adequacy. The ratio of bank's capital adequacy ratio. That should be upon capital. The ratio of a bank's capital to its risk-weighted assets. Okay. Capital adequacy ratio is used to protect depositors and promote stability in financial systems worldwide. So, the ratio of bank's capital to its risk-weighted assets. It ensures that a bank has enough cushion to absorb a reasonable amount of losses. Okay, cushion means so here lagi no. কি কয় safety মানে in terms of risk have to be needed for what call kilamal work with about Project Nilgiri often mentioned in news. It is in this first project dedicated to the conservation of Nilgiri. Maybe the Nilgiri is the state animal of Tamil Nadu, correct? It is listed as critically endangered or the IUCN Red List. I don't think critically endangered, so this is not correct. That is only 1 and 2. That is 1 and 2A. Yes, is the correct answer. Because Nilgiri is listed as endangered. Because the full statements regarding deepfakes and which have gained prominence in 2025, they are synthetic media created synthetic media created using generative generative adversarial networks. Generative adversarial networks. This is correct. The liveness detection technique is used as a countermeasure to anyway defects. The liveness detection technique is used. I don't know what technique is this. Liveness detection technique is used as a. I don't think this is correct. In India, there is currently no provision under the IT Act to penalize the creation of defects. This is also correct, I think. No provision under the IT Act to penalize the creation of defects. The liveness detecting technique is used as a countermeasure to. All three are correct. Oh no, that is. India has that a provision under IT Act to penalize the creation of defect. So what? 1 and 2 were correct. So I made incorrect answer in here. What there is not a stand-alone defect law yet. Provisions under the IT Act 2000, that is section 66D66E, and Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita BNS, it can be invoked for impersonation and defamation. For impersonation and defamation. That is standard provision. I believe we say not yet standard provision. That is, there is certainly no provision under the IT Act to penalize the creation of the. But it's a little bit critical. to understand the real meaning. So provisions under the Act. At the Act 2000, that is Section 6060, 66E, and Virginia Samhita, that is BNS, can be invoked for impersonation, and defamation. Of course, with reference to the Treaty of Badarpur, 1824, Constantinople, was signed between the British and the King of Manipur. Badarpur. That's not Manipur, maybe. Yeah, very close to Manipur, but I don't think Manipur. It was a defensive alliance against the Burmese invasion. Mm-mm-mm-mm. It led to Kasar becoming a protectorate of British. Itu correct হয়. Um, mm, mm, mm. Oh, 2 and 3 are correct. It's signed between the British and the King of Manipur. King of Kasar, it should be, not Manipur. So 2 and 3, I will go for 2 and 3B. Yes, B is the correct answer. British and Govinda Chandra, the king of Kasar, yes, Govinda Chandra, not Manipur. This treaty paved the way for the eventual annexation of Kasar, that is 1832. Which of the following describes the Lasit Phukon's Golden Jubilee celebration in 22-23? Lasit Phukon's Golden Jubilee, Lasit Borphukon. Oh, means Lasit Borphukon. Oh, Lasit Phukon's, that is Golden Jubilee. It marked the 400th birth anniversary of the Ahom ruler. When did Lasit Borphukon die? Maybe 1670, one of the word was 1675 for something like 1670 ইটত মৰিছিলে বোধ হয় somewhere in between then somewhere 3 বছৰ 2 বছৰমান থাকি মৰিছিলে লাচিত বৰফুকন 61 73 74 হ'ব নেকি so এইবাৰে 2026 no that is 2 5 and that is 9 Norpra segole kiman dege Norpra segole 3 Ito 400 golden jubilee I don't think this is correct 400th birth anniversary of the Lasit Borphukon oh that was 22-23 হ'ব পাৰে দে হোৱাবলৈ ধৰিলোঁ Amasif Lasit Madam was proposed to be UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is correct. Lasit Borphukon gold medal is awarded. That is as National Defense Academy. This is also correct, but it marks the 400th birth anniversary of the Ahom General. 400th birth anniversary hobo na 1671 doing and Baro. Paraprahat gole kiman pas thakile teno Norprose gole 3 thakile so what I'm doing 2 the Baro te এটা 11 prahat gole 4 মানে 19 Norprose gole 3 So first one is not correct. There is only 2 and 3. I will go for C. Let's all correct. How all correct? All statements are correct. Okay, I made mistake. 400th anniversary was celebrated with great pomp. The items included the general Taurus variety of Madam that is NDA. Metal has been a tradition that is since 1998, 1999 to honor his leadership. Okay. Regarding Article 371B of the Indian Constitution, which of the correct, it provides special provisions for the state of Nagaland. No, it allows the president to provide for the constitution to of a committee of the Legislative Assembly of Assam consisting of members elected from tribal areas. It is correct. It relates to the special status of the state of it exempts Assam from only B is correct. So 71B is specific to Assam empowers the president to create a committee of the Assam Legislative Assembly consisting of members from the six tribal areas. Consider the following peers of the attacked products of Assam, that is Judima rice of the domestic community correct, Kazinimu a variety of lemon with unique aroma correct, Muga silk a golden silk but some correct, Gamusa traditional handloom textile. Yeah. How many of the correctly matched all four peers, that is C. All peers, okay. In the context of space technology, what is the primary purpose of Lagrange 1 eta added to L1? Mission 8 is the lowest orbit around the moon. No, it is not. That is around the sun. It is a stable point in space where the gravitational pull of the sun and the earth equals. That is centrifugal force. It is centrifugal or centripetal. I think okay, it is correct maybe. It refers to the level 1 stage of the rocket propulsion. It is the landing site on the solar surface. No, 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 no. Only one should be. It refers to the level 1 stage of the rocket propulsion. No, that is B only. B only correct. That is centrifugal force equal. That is between sun and earth. Lagrange 1 stands for Lagrange point 1, that is placing a satellite here allows it to have an uninterrupted view of the sun without any occultation or eclipses. Without any occultation or eclipses. Eclipse don't take place. Well, if you from the Lagrange point 1, okay, the Assam Ratna Award, Assam Ratna Award for the year 23-24 was posthumously conferred upon Assam Ratna Tag this posthumously Homenborg had upon Soikia 23-24. Conferred upon Soikia Monarism Goswami Assam Ratna Bhupen Hazarika to agate paise Homenborg Hani Tapon Soikia to paise কিন্তু মানুহজন আছেনে নাই সমান বৰগোহানিটো নহয় মনোৰঞ্জন গোস্বামী জ্ঞানপীঠ এৱাৰ্ড পাইছে অসম ৰত্ন মনোৰঞ্জন গোস্বামী I will go for Topon Soikia. Correct or not? I don't know. Yes, Topon Soikia. Correct. While Assam Ratna, that is Assam Ratna, is the highest. The state awards were rebranded for 2023. The Assam Vaibhav, the highest state civilian award, was awarded to Dr. Topon Soikia for its contribution to cancer cure. That would ensure you distinguish between the old nomenclature with the current Assam Vaibhav Suraf and Assam Guru awards. Okay. Because the following statements are about Brahmaputra River. It enters India through the Namsabara Gorge as the Siang or Dihang. Yes. Its major north bank tributaries include Savansri, Kameng, and Manas. Yes, Kameng is also there, but it takes a different name while it enters. So this name will not be correct in this respect because that name is not in here in Assam where it enters. The major road bank tributaries include Savanchari, Kaming, Manas. What's that idea? Okay, let's take different way. The river is known as the Jamuna in Bangladesh, Brahmaputra. Yes, this is correct. All are correct. All right. Yes, all should be correct. That is D. Yes, D is the correct answer. Coming. The river makes a U-turn that is around Namsabab in Bangladesh. It takes the name, or it means with Gonga. That is Gonga's name census in Bangladesh to Padma and eventually flows into the Bay of Bengal as the Meghna. Yes, Meghna. The PM Pranam scheme recently in news associated with promotion of alternative nutrients for agriculture management to reduce chemical fertilizer use. Provision of pension rated, provision of notice and folk dance. That is A is the correct answer. Promotion of alternative nutrients for agricultural management. Okay. Aims to incentivize program incentivize or aims to incentivize states to reduce the use of chemical fertilizers and promote organic alternative fertilizers. But among the whom the following was the first president of the Assam Sahitya Sabha 1917. That is Padmanabh Gohambur. That is B. That is B. Assam Sahitya Sabha. Assam Sahitya Sabha. Padmanabh Gohambur actually. Then 17 Sibsagar. Okay. That is B. Okay, B, correct. The first session of Assam Sahitya Sabha was held in Sibsagar in 1917 and Padmanabh Gohambur served as its first president. Padmanabh Gohambur. Because the following statements were getting fiscal deficit in India. Again, I've got this. These all questions are what you call means repeated from the previous test. Because the following statements regarding fiscal deficit, it represents the total borrowing requirement of the government of India. It represents the total borrowing requirement. Not requirement, but loss means downfall. A high fiscal deficit always leads to high inflation in the economy. Yes, a high fiscal deficit. Yes. This is correct. One is not correct. The Ever BM Act 2003 original aims to limit the fiscal deficit to 3% of the GDP. 2003 aim to limit the fiscal deficit to 3%. Always leads to high inflation in the economy. Only three can be correct. Two also not be correct because always is there. So I will go for. Oh my God, it's completely different. I made mistake. Fiscal deficit it represents the total borrowing requirement of the government of India. Actually, in this economical terms, I cannot understand. Means I do not know economics. Okay. 1 and 3 were correct. It represents the total borrowing requirements of the government of India. The EVR-VM Act 2003 originally aimed to limit the fiscal deficit to 3% of the GDP. So 2 is incorrect. So 1 and 3 are correct. Statement 3 is historical target of BRM, EVR-VM Act. That is because a high fiscal deficit does not always lead to inflation. If the borrowed money is used for productive infrastructure capital expenditure, it can boost supply. and keep inflation in check. It can boost supply and keep inflation in check. Okay. With reference to the history of Assam, the Treaty of Kilazarik had 1663, signed between Treaty of Kilazarik had, that is Jota Singh and Mir Jumla. This is the correct answer. That is one. That is Sakrada Singh and Aurangzeb. Garadhar Singh and Mir Mansur Khan. That is one. One A. A is the correct answer. Following the Mughal invasion of 1662, the Ahoms were forced into the humiliating Treaty of Kilazarik Khat 1663. During the reign of Jayata Singha, the king had to send his daughter Ramani Gabru to Mughal harem as a part of the indemnity, that is Mir Jumla by Aurangzeb. Okay. Constantinople appears of organized international organizations and their headquarters. And then the Court of Justice, that is Hague, that is Netherlands. Okay, the City of Justice, yes, I see. International Maritime Organization, that is, of course, that is London, I think. Maritime. Okay. World Intellectual Property Organization, that is Geneva or not? World Intellectual Property Organization. New Development Bank, that is Manila. All are correct. I will go for all are correct. That is 1, 2, and 3, 4 are correct, but I am a little bit in the what call confusion about 3. World Intellectual Property Organization, that is Geneva. All are correct. I will go. Oh, only 3 pairs. Only 3 pairs. Okay, that 3 is not correct. Okay, I made mistake. Only 1, 2, and 3 are correct. 1, 2, and 3. How? 4 is wrong or what? World Development Bank. Manila, Philippines. That is Shanghai, China. Incorrect, because 4 is incorrect, because New Development Bank, this BRICS Bank is headquartered in New Development Bank, or what? What is the New Development Bank? Asian Development Bank. That was Asian Development was Manila. Oh my God. A New Development Bank. This is different one. So this was made from the BRICS Bank. Okay, that is New Development Bank. That is BRICS Bank, and that is headquarters situated in Shanghai, China, and Asian Development Bank, that is headquartered in Manila or Mandaluyong, that is Philippines. Which of the policy statements is correct regarding the State Commission for Backward Classes in Assam, OBC? It is a constitutional body under Article 338B. It is a statutory body, State Commission for Backward Classes. It is constitutional, okay? The chairman of the commission must be a retired Chief Justice of the High Court. Retired Chief Justice, the chairman of the commission must be. There is given must be. That is not correct. Its recommendations are binding to the state government. Recommendations are binding to the state government. No, I don't think no. What is there? A is most accurate, but D, I don't know. Ah, my God, that is not constitutional. That is statutory. That is taken by the what call taken by parliamentary mandate. Okay. Incorrect. We call it is a statutory body constituted under a state specific act. Under a state specific act. State Commission for this is State Commission backward classes. Okay. While National Commission is constitutional. The state commissions are generally statutory bodies. Okay, national commission is constitutional. Oh, that is constitutional. But state commissions are generally statutory bodies established by state legislation. Their recommendations are usually advisory to given great weight. Okay, in the context of environment, what does the blue carbon refer to? Blue carbon, I don't know. Carbon captured by the world's oceans. Carbon captured by the world's oceans and coastal ecosystem from the ships and maritime industry. Carbon stored in the deep sea permafrost. The chemical coloring of carbon when mixed with nitrogen. What does blue carbon mean? Carbon captured world's oceans a coastal ecosystem that is captured world's oceans. Carbon stored in the deep sea permafrost. No, that is deep sea. Carbon emissions from the shipping maritime industry. That is A. Yes, A is the correct answer. Carbon captured means trapped by the world's oceans. Captured or means were produced by the oceans and the coastal ecosystems from the water. Okay, blue carbon refers to the carbon sequestrated by mangroves. Carbon sequestrated means carbon is what you call absorbed by mangroves, seagrasses, and salt marshes. These ecosystems store much more carbon per unit area than terrestrial forest. Okay, they're much more means beneficial than the terrestrial forest or fauna. Okay, mangroves, seagrasses, and salt marshes. Salt marshes. Okay. Consider the following statements about the home administration. The Borbura was the head of the military and the judicial in Upper Assam. I think it is correct. Borphukon governed the region of the west of Calabar. That is also correct. What was Borbura and Borphukon were created by the King Pratap Singha. Pratap Singha Borbura and Borphukon. I don't know this one. Pratap Singha created Borphukon or not? Borphukon was created by something like the Borbura was the head of the military and the judiciary in Upper Assam. The both positions, Borburua and Borbukon, were created by King Pratap Singha. বেয়া পানী ওলাই খুৰী প্ৰথমতে বেয়া পানী ওলাই ওপৰত থকা পানীগিলা ওলাই চুইচটা দি but positions were created by King Pratap Singha. Borbura was the head of the military and the judiciary in Assam, Upper Assam. This is correct. 1 and 2 are correct, but the both positions, Pratap Singha, King Pratap Singha, Borbura, and Borbukon. Correct. I will go for correct. The D. Yes, D is the correct answer. Borbura and Borbukon created by Pratap Singha. Okay. Introduced in these administrative reforms to hinder the expanding empire and Mughal trade. Borbukon was essentially the viceroy of Lower Assam, with reference to the unified payment interface. Unified payment interface consists the following: all of it allows multiple bank accounts into a single mobile application. Unified payment interface. Unified payment interface. Unified payment interface, it allows multiple bank accounts into a single mobile application. Okay, this is correct. It was developed by the National Payments Corporation of India. Payments Corporation, maybe. It supports Aadhaar-based payments only. Ah, this is not correct. Only 1 and 2 correct. Only 1, 2, or it was developed by National Payments Corporation of India. Corporation? May be correct. So I will go for 1 and 2 A. Yes, A is the correct answer. Statement Unified Payments Interface. Unified Payments Interface, no? Unified Payments Interface. Support various modes including partial payment address, QR codes, and account number plus IFC, not just other. Okay. The Hawa Mahal of Assam is located in which district? Hawa Mahal, that is Dhubri. Dhubri, yes. B is the correct answer. The Hawa Mahal of Assam is the royal palace of the Gauripur Zamindari family. Gauripur Zamindari family. Oh, that is Pratima Parvati Prasad Barua Siddha Siddhajit, something like that. Located in Dhubri district, it was notable the home of the legendary singer that is Pratima. Oh, পান্না খাবো খুরি বান্না খাবো মোর পরীক্ষা আছে মোরে পড়াবা লাগে মেলা ও অ অ অ বানে নাখাব এতিয়া মোৰ সময়টা অলপ হেৰি হৈছে regarding the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. The Loss and Damage Fund was officially operationalized during the Loss and Damage Fund. Loss and Damage Fund, the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Conference Framework Convention on Climate Change. The Loss and Damage Fund was officially operationalized during Loss and Damage Fund. 26 Glasgow, 6 7 Dubai, that is 28 Paris. The Loss and Damage Fund, Climate Change. The Loss and Damage Fund was officially operationalized during COP21 Paris, COP28 Dubai, Glasgow, COP26 sec. I will go for what? COP21. COP21D. That was Dubai. Oh, okay. COP28. That was Dubai. Okay. What recently held maybe this COP28 in Dubai. The agreement to establish it was reached at COP27. We was established COP27. The fund was officially operationalized and Suez first financial pledges during COP28 in Dubai. Okay, it was established in COP27 in Sharm el Sheikh. Which of the following bodies is responsible for calculating the gross domestic product (GDP) in India? Which of the following bodies is responsible for calculating the gross domestic product (GDP)? Niti Aayog, Reserve Bank of India, National Statistical Office. Oh, GDP was the bodies responsible for calculating GDP. Niti Aayog, no way. Reserve Bank of India, no way. Department of Economic Affairs, no way. National Statistical Officer. That is C. Yes, National Statistical Officer that is responsible calculating for calculating GDP, gross domestic product. National Statistical Office. The National Statistical Office, which was formed by the merger of National Statistical NSSO and CSO under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, is the nodal agency for GDP estimation. So now mommy is calling me for having food. Okay. Question 51. Consider the following statements regarding Ramsar sites in Assam. Dipperbill is the only Ramsar site currently designated in Assam. Yes. Ramsar sites are designated under an international treaty for the conservation of sustainable use of wetlands. Yes. The Montrex record is a register of wetland. Sets out the list of wetlands of international importance where changes in ecological character have occurred. Montreal record, Montreal's record is a register of wetland sites. Yes, these are all correct. These are all correct. That is the Montreal's record. Okay, about Ramsar wetland. Dipperbill remains the sole Ramsar site in Assam. Two others are proposed. Others some are there. They are not means recognized officially. The Montreux record is a key subset of the Ramsar list. Currently, Keoladeo National Park and Loktak Lake are the only Indian sites on it. Yes, Keoladeo, that is Rajasthan, and Loktak Park, that is in Manipur. With reference to the Treaty of Majuli 1563, which of the following was a direct consequence? Treaty of Majuli, okay. The Homs gained control over the Home King had to send a number of sons of his nobles and hostages to the court. Yes, this is it. That is B. Yes, B. After the court's victory under Silo the Ahoms, the Treaty of Majuli as a condition, uh, the Ahom king Sukampa had to Koraraza had to send hostages to include his brother and sons of his nobles to the coast capital at Kochbir. Consider the following peers regarding Assam's national parks and rivers flowing through them. The national parks and rivers flowing through them Kazirunga, that is Mora Thonsiri Kazirunga Hoba Lage. Mora Thonsiri ne Mora Huti. Manas National Park, that is Biki River. Biki. Not correct, I think. Not correct. This is not correct. Namiri National Park, that is Siaphurli. Namiri is in Golaghat district, maybe. Yes, maybe this one is correct. Yes, this is correct. 3 is correct. Diversify, this is Lohit River. So 2 and 3 or 1 to 3. There is Muradhonchiri. I have never heard about Muradhonchiri naming any river. 2 and 3, 3 and 4, these are correct. 3 and 4, I think I will go for 3 anyways. I will go for 3. Only 3. See, oh, all the way correct. I made mistake in here. Kazirunga, that is Muradhonchiri, that is correct. Manas National Park, that is Biki River. Flows through Manas National Park, Namari and Siavaroli. Diversical hit and Biki River. Okay. Manas is split by the Manas and Biki rivers. Okay, Manas is split by the Manas River and Manas and Biki rivers. Okay. The number is famous for Giaboroli rafting, and the Basuka is bounded by the Brahmaputra, and that is Lohit rivers in the north, and the in the south. Okay. In the context of Indian polity, which of the following is the correct procedure for the removal of a judge of the High Court? Removal of a judge of a High Court by the governor on the recommendation of the state legislature, by the president on the recommendation of the parliament with a special majority. Oh, sorry, answer came off, and there was B. Okay, by the Chief Justice of the Indian Constitution with constitution by the president after a simple majority vote. The vote has dito by the Chief Justice no, and B is of course I will go. I would have gone for B. By the president on the basis of a resolution passed by the parliament with a special majority by the removal of a recommendation of the legislature, that is B. Itu karya holo tomorrow. So I got judges removed by the president following an address by parliament supported by a special majority, two-thirds of members present, and voting and majority of total membership on grounds of proved misbehavior or incapacity. This is the same procedure as for Supreme Court judge. Okay, High Court judge, Supreme Court judge, same. Uh, that is what called by the president on the recommendation of the parliament with a two-third majority of the members present. Regarding the carbon credit system, what does carbon offsetting mean? Carbon offsetting, offset, offset. Carbon offsetting mean, I don't know this one. Let me check it. Okay, carbon credit system. What does carbon offsetting mean? The complete ban on carbon emitting industries. That is not a mechanism where an entity and compensates where an entity compensates for its emissions by funding projects to reduce or remove carbon elsewhere. Mechanism where an entity compensates for its emissions or carbon offsetting. A tax imposed by the government on every ton of carbon imposed. The process of turning carbon dioxide into solid rock through chemical offsetting injection. Solid rock. A mechanism where an entity compensate for emissions. Okay, this is very much positive in the sense, but a complete ban on carbon. B should be the correct answer. Yes, because though I couldn't understand everything properly, but still I went for that because B is very positive and all the other three options are pretty much hacks. Carbon offsetting allows companies or individuals to cancel out the carbon footprint by intervening or investing in environmental projects like recompensate, yes, like reforestation or renewable energy that reduce carbon elsewhere. Okay, কিভাবে করছে তার বিনিময়ে কিভাবে ভালোই exchange type no. The end of the trade was signed between British and Burmese on 24th February 1826, who represented the British East India Company in the negotiations. The urban that is Campbell, Archibald Campbell, Thomas Wells, Francis. There was, I think, David Scott. Archibald Campbell. I think Archibald Campbell, Thomas Wells. No. That is Franklin Jenkins. No, this C and D not. David Scott or Archibald Campbell. And I would really. I think David Scott A. Oh, Campbell was the correct answer. Uh, and I would really Campbell as no, Archibald Campbell. The Sir Archibald Campbell was the first ship negotiator and commander during the First Anglo-Burmese War. David Scott was the first agent to the Governor General for the Northeast Frontier. Oh, David Scott was Governor General for the Northeast Frontier, but was not the primary military senator for the Yandabu Treaty itself. Okay. Which of the following statements of the Indian Ocean Rim Association? Indian Ocean Rim Association is correct. Indian Ocean Rim Association, it is a founding member of Indian Ocean. India is founding member of Indian Ocean Rim Association. This is correct. Its headquarters is located in Mauritius. Mauritius. I don't think this is correct. Mm. Pakistan is a prominent member under the association. No, I don't think. Not prominent. Pakistan. Indian Ocean or Arabian Ocean. Prominent member. What should I go for? One is correct. Two is also Indian Ocean Rim. Indian Ocean Rim Association. Headquarters is located in Mauritius or somewhere. I think correct. Not correct. Prominent member of the association. All are correct. Pakistan is also there. Only one and two. Pakistan was not a prominent member. So Mauritius is the headquarters of Indian Ocean Rim. Okay, so I made incorrect answer. Statement 3 is incorrect because Pakistan is not a member of. Yeah, I guessed it. Not a member of Indian Ocean Rim Association, and as its membership was has been blocked. It was blocked. Okay, approved largely due to its trade relationship status with India. And within the group's framework. Okay, consider the following about biorefineries in India. Bio means biodegradable. Okay, natural biodegradable refineries in India. India's first bamboo-based biorefinery is being set up at Numaligarh. Numaligarh rote ho na? I think correct. It aims to produce ethanol from bamboo as a primary feedstock. Yes, this is correct. The project is a joint venture involved with the government of Assam and Finnish Finland company. Finnish company. Government of Assam. That is not correct. So 1 and 2 only. I will go for 1 and 2A. There was Finnish company. And normally got by refinery was Finnish company. So I made again a mistake. So many mistakes I'm making. I'm doing so many mistakes. Okay. The Numaligarh Refinery Limited project uses bamboo abundant in Northeast India. Yes, bamboo is abundant. To produce 2G ethanol, marking a significant step in the national biofuel policy. Finnish company. The Nagpur Plan 1943 is associated with which sector in India? Nagpur Plan. Nagpur Plan, that is 1943. Education reform, road development, healthcare, infrastructure, industrial zoning. Nagpur Plan, education reform, road development. This is not the correct answer again. Education reform is not also the. In which sector? Nagpur plan. Education, road, healthcare, industrial. Education, industrial zoning. That is D. Oh, road development. Again, with mistake. Nagpur plan was about road development. Okay. Nagpur plan was the first 20-year road development plan in India. It classified roads into four categories: national highways, state highways, district highways, and village roads. Which Assamese scholar is known for the monumental work, the history of civilization of the people of Assam. It's the history of civilization of the people of Assam, that is Konoklal Burwa, Edward Gate, B.C. Chaudhary, S.K. Bhuya. The history of civilization of the people of Assam. The history of civilization of the people of Assam. I think Edward Gate. D হ'ব লাগে বলে হল নহ'লে নাই that was P.C. Chaudhary. P.C. Chaudhary, okay. ভুলহে হ'ব কি হ'ব না Dr. Pratap Chandra Chaudhary, P.C. Chaudhary wrote this definite work which provides a detailed account of ancient Assam Kamrupa up to the 12th century. Okay. The civilization of Assam, something like that. With reference to the Sankardeva movement, New Vaishnavite movement considered four instruments. He promoted the Eka Sarana Nama Dharma based on the devotion to Lord Krishna. Yes, he completely rejected the Sanskrit language and wrote all scriptures only in Brajavali. Brajavali, that is Maithili, and Sanskrit. Maithili, Brajavali language is a mixture of Sanskrit and Assamese. Maithili and Sanskrit and Assamese maybe. Completely rejected the Sanskrit language, not possible. Was Assamese and Maithili, Brajavali. I think this is correct. Eko Tharono Horo Korono Korotolo Komolo Porovato Nindo. I don't know. It is incorrect about completely rejected Guru. So completely that is very much kind of hyperbole, means hyperbole, not hyperbole, but very much objectional. So this is not correct. The Satras served not only as religious centers but also a house for performing arts like Bhavna. Yes, 1 and 2 only, 1 and 3 only. That is C. Yes, C is the correct answer. This which Srimanta Sankardeva used Brajavali and Assamese, Brajavali Assamese to reach the masses. He did not reject Sanskrit. In fact, he was a great Sanskrit scholar and composed works like the Bhakti Ratnavali in Sanskrit. Okay, Brajavali and Assamese. Brajavali is a language. What called merged from merged with, okay, Assamese and Maithili, I think. Consider following pairs of temple architecture in Assam in their primary styles. Kamakya Temple, Nilasal, that is style, Nilasal style. How about Haigrib Madhava Temple, that is Haigrib Madhav. Madan Kamdev, Kosi style. Sibadul, that is Ahom style with Shikhara. Haigrib Madhav, Kosi style होगी Madhav Temple. 1 3 to correct. Haigrib Madhav to Kunta style. I will go for all. C. Yes. Haigrib Madhav to Kosi style. This is Correct. Ilasul style is a unique hybrid of indigenous and traditional Indian styles. Dome-like shape, the Shivaduli presents the pinnacle of a home architecture characterized by its massive height and specialized masonry, using egg and pulse adhesive coral. Mm, mortar is coral mortar. That is duck egg. That is pulse and adhesive rice. Okay, rice is no porasol, black rice, something like that. Considered regarded the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. Consider the following. It was established after World War II. United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. World War II. 12 Europeans displaced by that conflict. To help Europeans displaced by that conflict. It was headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. Uh, India is a signatory to the 1951 Refugee Convention. All this correct. All this correct. Holy hole no holy. There is only one and two. India was not a signatory of 1951 Refugee Convention. Okay. Geneva was the headquarters of this. To rehabilitate the displacement of European people by the World War II. Okay. Statement 3 is a common trip. India is not a signatory to the 1951 Refugee Convention or its 1967 protocol, though it maintains a long-standing tradition of hosting refugees. Okay. 64. In the context of nuclear technology, what is the role of a moderator in a nuclear reactor? Nuclear technology, what is the role of moderator in a nuclear reactor? To absorb excess neutrons to stop the chain reaction. Moderator, not to stop completely, to slow down the fast moving neutrons, to sustain the chain reaction, to cool down the reactor core to prevent a meltdown. Reactor, to convert heat into electricity. That was to slow down the fast moving neutrons, to sustain the chain reaction. That is B. Yes, that is moderator, not coolant. Okay. Fission, that is nuclear technology. No, fusion. Fission, that is fission or fission. Fission releases fast neutrons. A moderator like heavy water or graphite. Oh, that is heavy water or graphite is used as a moderator, not slows them down into thermal neutrons, which are more likely to cause further fission in uranium. Further fusion in uranium 335. Uranium that is 235. Uranium 235. Consider the following statements regarding the pike system reform under Mughal Mumbai Tamli Borwa. Pike system, no. Pike system reform under Mumbai Tamli Borwa. He reorganized the entire population into gods of 4 pikes each. He introduced the professional standing army that completely replaced by the pike. He settled families in specialized villages based on their professional skills, blacksmiths, weavers. I do not know this Metamali Burbura in respect of pike. He introduced 2 or 3 are correct. He introduced the entire population into gods of Four bikes is kotsa four bikes is mamaita muli introduce kurisile. I think it is correct. Mamaita muli Burwa there bike system, that is correct. He introduced a professional standing army that completely replaced the bike system. Completely, he introduced a professional standing army that completely replaced the bike system. He introduced and replaced. What kind of sentiment is this? He settled families in 10 specialized villages based on their professional skills. Families and okay. Blacksmith papers. 3 can be correct, but 2 cannot be correct. So 1 and 3. So we need correct. This C. Yes. C is the correct answer. Statement: the Pike sister was the army. There was no separate standing army until much later, and then it didn't replace the Pike system until the British era. Oh, Pike system to replace Korean actually. Which of the following are the UNESCO Wildlife sites in Northeast India? Kaziranga National Park, Manas National Park. UNESCO Wildlife site, Kanchenjunga National Park. Kanchenjunga is also in northeast, no? Sikkim. And Williams, this is not a UNESCO World Heritage Site or what? UNESCO World Heritage Site cultural, that is the background of Ahom dynasty. Yes, all these are correct. All four. That is D, of course. D, come on, D. Yes, D is the correct answer, all four. Kaziranga and Manas were listed in 1985 as UNESCO World Heritage Site. Kanchenjunga, Sikkim is it is first mixed site of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. That is 2016. It was 2016. That's right. The items were especially described in 2024, becoming the latest edition. Yes, La Nina. La Nina means warm water to make water warm. Phenomenon is associated with which of the following atmospheric oceanic conditions? Unusual warming of central and eastern, east central, that is Western Pacific. Unusual, this is not unusual. Unusual cooling of the central. Unusual is very hot. It is usual, not unusual. Maybe it takes place. That is no development of high pressure zone over the Indian Ocean. No. The following atmospheric conditions. With which of the following atmospheric condition? Okay. Development of high pressure zone, complete cessation of the trade winds. Cessation. No. Unusual cooling of the East Central Equatorial. That will be A. Oh, cooling La Nina, El Nina, La Nina. Oh, it was El Nina, which was warming, and La Nina, that is cooling. So I made mistake in it. El Nina first, then La Nina. Warm, then cool. No problem. La Nina is cool phase. For India, it generally La Nina is associated with which of the following? La Nina is cool phase. For India, it generally results in better than normal monsoon rains. Yes, if there is La Nina, then monsoon takes place in a good way. In India, whereas El Nino, the warm phase, often leads to droughts. Yes, in the Central Eastern Pacific Ocean. Which this phenomenon take place? What was the first Assamese woman to be elected to the Lok Sabha? That is Assamese woman. Puspulta Samal Bharata's running in Renu. That is Amal Prabhadas or Puspulta Das Lok Sabha. I think she Renuka Devi Borkotaki, first Assamese woman to be elected to the Lok Sabha. Oh, sorry, something came up. What was the question? Let me. It's already over. So, was asking under Shilarai. Let me. Oh, I 61. That is Nilasur. There's another nuclear technology. Back system. Let's go just northeast. Kachuranga. Oh, it is almost reaching. Okay. Lanina. Yes, I got this one. Okay, Renuka Devi, Borkotaki. There was mistake made by me. First woman, Assamese woman to be elected to the Lok Sabha. Renuka Devi Borkotaki. Renuka Devi Borkotaki was elected in 1977 from the Borpeta constituency and also served as a union minister of state for education and culture. Consider the following statements about the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. The premium to be paid by farmers is fixed at 2% for all crops. The premium for all rabi crops is fixed at 1.5%. The annual, that is kharif crop and rabi crop, yes. For annual commercial and horticultural crops, the premium is 10%. Annual commercial and horticultural crops. I think these all are correct. Oh, no. Commercial, for commercial, that is a different one. Annual commercial and horticultural crops, the premium, that is not 10%, but that is 5%. So I made mistake. Okay. That is kharif crop, that is 2%, and rabi crop, that is 1.2%, and for commercial and horticultural crops, that is 5%. Okay. The Patrughat Uprising, 1894, is often referred to as the Sarvanab of Assam primary cause. That is, again, so many times this question has arrived. This question has arrived so many times in the previous test also. Introduction of line system, excessive increase in land revenue by the private status. C. Yes. Farmers at Patrughat district catered to protest a nearly 70 to 80% hike in the land revenue. The British military opened fire at unarmed peasants, leading to over 140 deaths. Question the four statements regarding the inner line permit system. It is a travel document required by Indian citizens to enter protected areas. Limited period correct. The system was originally introduced by the British under the Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act in 1873. This is also correct. Currently, Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act, that is 1873. British brought this one. Currently in Northeast India, ILB is applicable in Northeast, yes, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram, and Manipur. These are also correct. All three are correct. That is D. Manipur is the latest state to be added to the LPA regime. Manipur is the latest, that is 2019. The system was originally meant to protect the British commercial interests. The system was meant to protect British commercial interests, but is now used to protect tribal culture and regulate migration. But it's now used to protect tribal culture and regular immigration. At the time, while British took this what you call practice, There was for commercial interest for tea and well protection, and now it is sensed for protection of the tribal people, tribal culture, and their to regulate migration. With reference to the zonal councils in India, was the following: they are institutional bodies or zonal councils. They are constitutional bodies established under Article 263. The Union Council Council is a constitutional or oh yes, if it is uh, with respect to center, then it is of course constitutional. I think the Union Minister acts as the common chairman of all the five zonal councils. The Northeast Council was created by a separate act of parliament. All are correct, whether correct or not. There was only two, or only B means. Mm, they are not constitutional bodies. Okay. So statutory bodies established by the States Regulation Act. State Regulation Act 1956, not constitutional. Okay, statutory, they are not constitutional. Statement 2 and 3 are correct. The Northeast Council was created by the Northeastern Council Act 1971. The Union Home Minister has the access to common chairman of the functional councils. The Northeastern Council was created by a separate act of parliament. Okay, 1971. The Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana recently completed a decade. What is the life of insurance over cover provided to eligible account holders under this scheme? Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. What is life insurance cover provided to eligible account holders? What is life insurance cover? Life insurance cover. I think 1 lakh. I think 2 lakh or 1 lakh. I will go for B. Oh, there's 30,000 only. Pranati Jandhani as an net mistake. We will complete a decade. Okay, is a decade mean 10 years. It was the life insurance cover provided to eligible account holders under the scheme, that is 30,000. Okay, Pranati Jandhani Yojana provides an accidental insurance cover of 2 lakh for accounts opened after 2018, and a life insurance cover that is different. This is different. Life insurance cover is 20,000 for those who open accounts to it. Initial phase subject to eligibility. Something has recently completed decade. What is the life insurance cover? That is life insurance cover is 30,000 bank account holders or yes, accidental insurance cover, that is 2 lakh. Okay. In the context of Assam's history, the Phulogri Dhava, 1861. Phulogri Dhava, that is Nagaon, was the first peasant uprising against the British. It was triggered. It was triggered primarily by a ban on private cultivation of poppy. A proposed tax on betel nut. One of the Lancaster. Mm-mm. Pulugritava, 1861, have been on private cultivation. This is also correct. Primary, triggered primary, proposed takes on BattleNet, the line system. There is one and two, or it is kind of very much kind of tricky. As the peace and uprising against the British triggered primarily but cultivation of poppy. Yes, primarily this is post takes on BattleNet. Introduce the system line system. No, that is one and two only. That is B. Yes, B is going to be the correct answer. The following Dava in Naga was a protest against the British ban on private poppy cultivation to establish a government monopoly and the rumors of taxes on their basic consumption uh, items like base betelnut and pan, betelnut and betel leaf pan. Which of the following best describes edge computing? Oh my god, this is a little bit different. Edge computing, storing data in massive centralized data centers located at the edge of a country. No. Processing data closer to where it is being generated devices rather than in a centralized cloud. I don't think. Uh, a method of computing the edges of silicon wafers to increase ship speed using satellite technology to provide internet to the edges of the earth. Storing data in massive centralized data centers. Processing data closer to where it is being generated rather than in a centralized data. Yes, that is B is correct answer. Edge computing is the process of data closer to where it is being generated. Process of the processing data closer to where it is being generated, rather than it centralized cloud is in what called data processing in separate. I mean, in what called closer. That the closer to where it is being generated, rather than centralized. Yes, and edge computing. Okay. Edge computing reduces latency delay. Edge computing reduces delay by processing data with the device itself or a local server. Okay, this is critical for autonomous vehicles. This is critical for autonomous vehicles and Internet of Things, autonomous vehicles, and Internet of Things devices. Okay. Consider the following statements about the Bordeaux Peace Accord signed in 2020. Yeah, to the renaming of the BTA as BTA Border Territorial Region. Yes, BTA Bordeaux Peace Accord 2020. BTR. I think correct. It provided for the establishment of a Bordeaux Cultural Welfare Council for Bordeaux living outside in BTR. Yes, this is also. Bodo language in Devanagari script was recognized as an associate official language of Assam. This is also correct. Associate official language 1, 2, 3. That is all three correct. Yes. This Bodo Accord aimed at a comprehensive solution to the Bodo insurgency and comprehensive solution to Bodo insurgency and the socio-economic development of the region, Bodoland. Regarding sovereign gold bonds, which of the following is correct? It DR is by the Security and Exchange Board of India. The bonds bear an interest rate which is semi-annual in the capital gains tax is applicable when even if the bond is held until maturity. Uh, uh, Only institutional investors can purchase these bonds. Sovereign gold bonds. Institutional investors can uh, only. This is completely wrong. They are issued by the Securities and Exchange Board of India. Mm, Exchange Board of India. The bonds bear an interest rate which is paid semi-annually to the investor. Capital gains tax is applicable even if the bond is held until maturity. Regarding sovereign bonds, they are issued by the Securities and Exchange Board of India. Ito yung sabi, the bonds bear an interest rate mm, is paid semi-annually. Capital gains tax is applicable even if the bond is held until maturity. Capital gains tax is applicable even if the bond is held until maturity. Which one? That is Chevy or what? Sovereign gold bonds, Securities and Exchange Board of India. The bonds bearing interest. Capital gains to tax applicable even if the bond is held until maturity. That is C. That was bonds bear an interest rate paid semi-annually to the investors. Incorrect answer. So, sovereign gold bonds, there was the bonds bear an interest rate which is paid semi-annually to the investors. Sovereign gold bonds issued by the RBI. Yes, RBI it was. RBI on behalf of the government, they pay a fixed interest annually. Fixed interest usually 2.5% per annum. Okay, right. That is the semi-annually stores. That is 2.5% per annum. Okay, annually. A major benefit is that capital gains tax is exempted. Capital gain tax is exempted if the bond is held until its maturity. Capital gains tax is exempted. The bond is held. Oh, Monsieur হওয়ার পিছত 8 বছৰ পুৰণি হোৱাৰ পিছত capital কি ক'বা tax gains tax হেৰি applicable কৰে এইটো আৰম্ভণিতে কেনেকৈ কৰিব ন okay with regards to the Hulu given the only India so in a samti are primarily found in the Hulungapar given century and they are listed as vulnerable on the ocean and thence are not vulnerable. They are strictly terrestrial animals. Only one is correct. Only one is correct. That is A. Yes. They're listed as endangered. They are arboreal, tree dwelling, and are famous for brachiation. Brachiation means swinging from branch to branch. That is brachiation. Swinging from branch to branch. That is known as brachiation. The Digital India 5G initiative aims at providing high-speed internet to every enabling easy access to digital services in Indian languages, including voice-based access. Yes, training youth in coding and software development. No, that is only to be. Yes, Pasni is an AI-led translation platform that aims to break the language barrier with the internet by providing content in local Indian languages. Whoever the Poli was the founder of the Assam Association Ahom Association in 1893. Ahom Association 1893. Manik Chandra Borwa, Padmanath Borwa. Ahom Association. Ahom Association. Jagannath Borwa, Omega Secretary. I don't know. Jagannath Borwa, Right Secretary. Borwa. It will be, of course, Borwa. Jagannath Borwa. Or Manik Chandra. I think Jagannath Borwa. That was Padmanath Borwa. Okay. Padmanath Borwa Ahom Association, that was in 1893. Padmanath Borwa established. But Borwa was the moving spirit behind the Ahom Association. Uh, it was one of the earliest political organizations in Assam aimed at demanding Padmanath Borwa, okay, demanding special representation and rights for the Ahom community. Okay. Consider the following statements regarding the doctrine of essentiality. Doctrine of essentiality often invoked by Indian courts. Doctrine of essentiality. It is a judicial doctrine used to determine which religious practices are protected under Article 15 and 626. Judicial doctrine used to determine doctrine of essentiality. The doctrine was first propounded by the Supreme Court in the Shirur Mott case, 1954. Under this doctrine, the court relies solely on the testimony of religious leaders to decide what is essential. Under this doctrine, the court relies solely on the testimony of religious leaders to decide what is religious leader. That is not good. Not good. Not good. That is not good. That is only going to be 1 and 2. So I will go for 1 and 2A. Yes, A. Statement that is because of the court does not rely solely on religious leaders. It examines the tenets, historical texts, and practices of the religion itself to determine if a practice is essential or superstitious or peripheral. Okay, that is 25 and 26 article number by the Supreme Court, first in the Shirur case, 1954. In the context of Ahom Mughal conflict, the Treaty of Asrar Ali, Ahom and Mughal conflict, 1639, established the boundary between the two empires, Ahom and Mughal. The Manas River, no, the Bonut River on the north bank and the Asrar Ali on the south bank. That is, yes, B is the correct answer. Yes, B is the correct answer. On the north, that is on the north of Parnadi, that is Ahom and Asrar Ali on the south bank. Signed during the reign of Pratap Singha, and Pratap Singha bought Porfukun and something like what? Oh, that is not correct maybe. Pratap Singha, that is Ahom and Asrar. Treaty of Asrar Ali, Ahom and Mughal. Pratap Singha, the Ahom ruler, the strait established the Bornidi north and Asrar Ali near Guwahati south as the boundary. It lasted until the invasion of Mir Jumla in 1662. Which of the following best describes the trilemma of international finance? Trilemma of international finance, the impossible trinity. Um, a country cannot have a fixed exchange rate. Country cannot have a fixed exchange rate. Okay. Free capital movement and an independent monetary policy simultaneously. It is a theory proposed by Robert Mundell and Marcus Fleming. India currently follows a fixed exchange rate with free capital movement. Free capital movement, pre-exchange, fixed exchange rate. No, I do know. So one and two, only correct answer, only one or one or two. That is, I will go for B. Yes, B is the correct answer. That is a trilemma of international finance. That is, a country cannot have a fixed exchange rate. Fixed exchange rate. Yes, this is not possible all the time. Okay, free capital movement. That is also not possible, and an independent monetary policy simultaneously. Yes, this also cannot happen. At the time, it was a theory proposed by Robert Mundell and Marcus Fleming. Uh, 1 and 2 are correct. Statement 3 is incorrect. India maintains an independent monetary policy in a managed float exchange rate, but limits free capital movement, especially for individuals or outlaws, to maintain stability. Regarding the home guild system, the term somewhere referred to, the term somewhere referred to, somewhere means what called exemption of manual labor. Uh, Samoa referred to home guild system. Pikes who were exempted from manual labor by paying a tax return. There is pikes who had held a higher social status due to their special skills or ancestral services. Ancestral special skill note करने पर ancestral note करने हो पड़ती. Yes, a category of people who were completely outside the pike system. Now, that is 1 and 2. That is C. Only 2 is correct. Wait. Pikes who were exempted from manual labor by paying a tax. That was not correct, maybe. They didn't have to pay tax. 2 is correct. Only 2 is correct. Okay. Okay, whatsoever. Some were class of pikes who, due to their birth or skill, had a higher status. They usually filled lower administrative posts and were exempt from the mandatory labor, like digging ditches. Mandatory labor digging instead expected the country pikes expected of country pikes through they still rendered service to the state. Expected of they didn't have to pay Kahuriton tax. Okay. Step 4 statements. Small modular reactors, SMRRs. They have a power capacity of up to 300 megawatt per unit. Small modular reactor, 300 megawatt. They can be factory fabricated and up to. Oh, maybe this is correct. Not more than that. Okay, okay. And they can be factory fabricated and transported to a site for installation. Factory fabricated and transported. Yes, this is also correct. They require a much larger emergency planning zone. Uh-huh. Only 1 and 2, that is A. is the correct answer. One of the main advantages of small modular reactors is that they have a smaller emergency planning zone and enhanced safety features, making them suitable for locations near population centers or making them suitable for locations near population centers or remote areas. Yes, small modular reactor, they are very less space covering or very less what you call what power also required for it, and they can be moved here and there also. The Uguri Hill in Assam is historically significant as the site where Uguri Hill, I don't know, but the first Ahom capital was established. Uguri Hill's first Ahom capital, Norway. The major battle of Mamre Rebellion took place. No way, I don't think. The first modern tea garden was planted. No, an ancient sun temple was discovered. Sun temple. The first battle of Mamre Rebellion. There was, I think, D. Oh, first Mamre Rebellion took place in Uguri Hills. Okay, Uguri Hill. First major battle of Mamre Rebellion. Okay. Uguri near Tezpur was a strategic location where a fierce battle occurred with the Mamre Rebellion. Okay. With reference to Article 355. Oh my God. Article 355 of the Constitution. Which of the following is correct? It empowers the president to suspend fundamental rights. Suspend fundamental rights. It imposes a duty of the Union to protect every state against external aggression and internal disturbances. It allows the governor to resolve the state assembly. It provides the procedure for the implementation of the president. Article 355 empowers president to suspend fundamental right. President can suspend fundamental right at a time of emergency or what? No way, I don't think so. It imposes a duty on the Union to protect every state against external aggression and internal disturbances. So instead, I will go for B. Yes, B is the correct answer. Article 355 imposes a duty on the Union, imposes a duty on the Union to protect every state against external aggression and internal disturbances, which was like to be imposed in Manipur, but did it didn't work until it got devastated completely. This is a tough article because 355 because it is often confused with Article 356. Article 355 is the justification for the Union to intervene in a state, while Article 356 is the tool, president's rule, used if the state's machinery fails. 356, that is, if state cannot make it cool, then this president look rule take place. Consider the poly pairs of ancient Assam inscriptions and kings associated with them. Denpur copper plate Bhaskaraman, that is Dubi copper plate, that is Bhaskaraman, this is also correct. Tezpur rock inscription, that is Panamala Burman Deb, Tezpur Panamala Burman Deb, yes. Parvatiya copper plate, that is Harjara Burman. Harjara Burman, Parvatiya copper plate, or what? Borokhiba Hilalipi, something like Parvatiya copper plate, Harjara Burman. Correctly matched. Only three, I think. Only three. Only three. I will go for three. No, all were correct. All were correct. I made mistake. Hazara Barbatia copper plate Hazara Bourbon. Okay. And we played primarily famous as they were discovered in Sylhet, Nilpur. This and Sylhet in Bangladesh, no Bangladesh, and established general genealogy of the Burman dynasty, Vasco Burman. To be this is Vasco Burman, then Desborough inscription that is Banamala Deva, Banamala Burman Deva, Banamala Burma, Banamala Burma Deva, and this Barbatia copper plate that is Hazara Burman. In modern economics, the Gini coefficient of zero signifies perfect inequality. One person has all the income. Perfect equality, everyone has exactly the same income. Instead of hyperinflation, mm, 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 the equilibrium point of supply and demand. Gini coefficient, Gini coefficient of zero. In modern economy, the Gini coefficient of zero signifies perfect inequality. One person has all income. Gini coefficient that is zero. Perfect equality. Everyone has exactly the same income. A person of instead of hyperinflation, the equilibrium point of supply and demand that is A. Oh, that is B. Perfect equality. Everyone has exactly the same income. The Gini coefficient of zero signifies zero to Gini kahile. Okay, I made mistake again. So many mistakes. The Gini index ranges from 0 to 1. Gini index 0 to 1. 0 represents perfect equality. Oh, there's index. 0 represents perfect equality while 1 represents perfect inequality. Okay, I got this one. Which among the following was the first Assamese to win the Sahitya Academy Award? Sahitya Academy Award, that is Satendranath Dura Bonpul. There was Satendranath Dura, of course. A. Yes. Satendranath Dura was the first Assamese Sahitya Academy Award for 1955 for Assamese in 1950 for his poetry collection, that is Bonpul. Regarding the Indian Biodiversity Act 2002, the People's Biodiversity Register is maintained at which level? National level by NBA. State level, no, that is Indian Biodiversity Act 2002. People's Biodiversity Register is maintained at which level? Local level by Biodiversity Management Committee. That is Act. That is People's Indian Biodiversity Act. The People's Biodiversity Register is maintained at which level? That is state level. Local level only in protected areas, national parks. That is located local level by biodiversity management committees. That is C. Yes, C is the correct answer. Local level by biodiversity management committees. People's Biodiversity Register. That is People's Biodiversity Registers are documented at local level, that is panchayat or municipality, by biodiversity management committee, no? But committees to biodiversity management committees to record local language, local knowledge of flora and fauna. The Dimasa Kingdom's capital, Maibang, is located on the banks of which river? Maibang. Dimasa, I think Kopili Mahur Toyang, on the bank of the Toyang River or what? Kopili, I think Mahur is somewhere there and from Tansiri, not Norway, Maibang. I was on the bank of Kopili B. There was Mahur. Okay, I made mistake. Mahur. Maibang is on the bank of Mahur. Okay. The ruins of the medieval Dimasi capital at Maibang are located over the banks of the Wow, River in Dimas. Okay. Consider following up the Financial Stability Board. Financial Stability Board. It is an international board that monitors and makes recommendations that about the global financial system. Financial Stability Board. The board monitors and makes recommendations about the global financial. India is a member of this Financial Stability Board. Maybe it was established by the G7 countries with after the 2008 financial crisis. All are correct. I will go for all correct. That is only one and two. It was not made after the financial crisis of 2018, 2008. Okay, this is incorrect. So. Okay. Because Financial Stability Board was established by the G20, replacing the Financial Stability Forum, not G20, not by G7. India is a very active member of this. The Kerai dance, that is hobbies community, that is Bodo community, which I recently got in previous question. Okay, most significant religious dance of the Bodos, during Bata Puja, with reference to quantum entanglement. Which of the following is correct? It is the process of cooling atoms to absolute zero. No, 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 no way. It is a phenomenon where no two particles remain connected, such that the state of one instantaneous affects the other, regardless of distance. That is correct. This is the method of that is B only correct. That is often called spooky action at a distance by Einstein. Spooky action by Einstein. Entangled is the foundation for quantum computing and quantum cryptography. Was the first Assamese Chief Justice of a High Court outside of Assam. There was Huliram Deka. Huliram Deka, Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi. Huliram Deka. I will go for Huliram Deka. A. Oho, Parvati Kumar Goswami. Assamese Chief Justice of a High Court or High Court. Chief Justice for a High Court, that is Parvati Goswami. Parvati Kumar Goswami. Assamese Chief Justice of a High Court outside Assam, that is Parvati Kumar Goswami. Justice Parvati Kumar Goswami was the first Assamese to serve as Chief Justice of a High Court and later became a Judge of the Supreme Court of India. Judge of the Supreme Court of India. The E-Waste Management Rules 2022 introduced the concept of EPR. What does EPR stand for? EPR, electronic processing rate, that is E-Waste. Okay, electronic processing rate, extended the process responsible environment protection regulation. Concept of environment protection regulation, environment produce recycling, and efficient product recycling, that is CCO, extended producer responsibility. Bapre tan হৈছে বস্তুবিলাক বহুত কম নাম্বাৰ পাম নেকি তো এবাৰে বহুত কম পাম কিন্তু বহুত কম নাম্বাৰ পাম The E-Waste Management Rules 2022 introduced the concept of environment protection, and it is environment protection regulation. What does environment or extended producer responsibility introduced the concept of extended producer responsibility. What does EPR, that is extended producer responsibility. EPR makes the producer of an electronic item responsible for the environmentally sound management of the product until the end of its life. Okay, I made a mistake during the reign of research in had a lot of run. Okay, this was a war against the Burmese snow and unsuccessful expedition against the Nagas due to dense jungle. Lot of run. A conflict with the Kos King. No. That is Myanmar Burmese hoy. I think Burmese hobo lage. Somebody by Guwahati. An unsuccessful expedition against the Nagas. Dense jungle. That is a war against Burmese. That is A. The who Manipurok help korsile no. That is Raja Singha. That was A. That was B. Unsuccessful expedition against the Nagas. That was against the Nagas due to dense jungles, creepers, lota. Mm. Oh. Okay. Mistakes. In 1765, researching Hassan and Amituhab, the Manipur king, Jai Singh. The army tried in 1765, and army tried to take a shortcut through the jungles of the Naga hills, but got stuck cutting creepers, slaughter, and suffered heavy losses from disease, hence the name Lotagaturun. Uh, Project Seabird is associated with the conservation of migratory birds in Chilika Lake, India's largest naval infrastructure project. Naval infrastructure product, that is no. Hadron based surveillance system for the system of promoting deep sea fishing. That is A. Oh, again mistake. Project Seabird is India's largest naval infrastructure project at Karwar, Karnataka. Project Seabird involves the creation of a massive naval base at Karwar to decongest Mumbai and provide strategic depth on the west coast. Considered follow up the Mughal home battle Saragat 1671. The Mughal forces were led by Raja Ram Singh of Amber, I think correct. The Ahom Navy uses a crescent-shaped formation to trap the Mughal fleet. Yes, this is correct. The battle that is resulted in the Mughals being pushed back to the Manas River immediately. The battle resulted in the Mughals being pushed to the Manas River immediately. These all are correct. That sorry, only one and two. The battle resulted in the Mughals being pushed back. The battle resulted in oh my god, in the battle resulted in the Mughals being pushed back to the Manas River immediately. How can it be immediately? So this came to be incorrect. This is very tricky question. So this paper has become very hard to secure marks, and this is a very good quality question. Settlement to a subtle tribe after Saraika, the Mughals were pushed back to the Guhanikam region, but they were not permanently pushed back to the Manas River until the Battle of Itahole 1683. Oh yes, that was very late, very later, yes, after Itahole 1682, Alon Burfukun. Okay, let's count the score. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 39 বাপৰে আজি বহুত মানে বহুত কম নাম্বাৰ পাম 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 that is 19.5 39 যদি নেগেটিভ হৈছে 19.5 পাম না 40 হলে 20 পালো হেতেন so this is 8 13 হলে 40 it is 60 61 কারেক্ট হ'ব 39 40 60 okay 61 হলে কিমান হ'ব 2 গুণ 2 মানে 12 6 গুণ 12 okay 6 গুণ 12 so 19.5 that is 5 কিমান থাকিলে 11 11 পৰা নগলে 9 10 11 that is 2 আৰু এপিনে কিমান থাকিলে 11 পৰা 10 হ'লে 10 102 102.5 102.5 only. Okay, thank you for watching the video. Bye bye.